Welcome to the Ascent Tournament Series mainstream, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well. Week 3 is still here, actually, even though it is technically Week 4 in ATS. In the Ukiyo Esports Catalyst Cup, there's actually one match that got pushed back to this week. It's a Week 3 matchup from before, and it's going to be a big one as well here this evening. A fun match, that's to say. Wyffindor Reflash taking on Team Evo Starlight. Neither team has, I think, been on the stream yet this season, but you're going to recognize at least one of the players on this roster. That is Juicy of Evo Starlight, was part of the Evo Bananas team that won last season in the Ascendant series. So, back again on a fully new roster. Get Week 3 underway. It's going to be a fun one here as well. Expect incredible action here this evening as these teams are their seasons into a good position, I guess is one way to put it. All you need to know is, yeah, both of them right now are 1-1, so a good amount of pressure on them. Point just to be successful, to keep things going here this season. 1-1 records aren't that bad, especially in the Catalyst division where these are groups of 8 we're talking about. But it does mean that they're kind of in that middle part of the group. They are not really done amazingly well. They haven't done really amazingly poorly. That middle point of, well, where do you put them, I guess. So the question you put with both these teams. We get things sorted out, ready to go. Teams, I'm sure. So apologies, actually, with no refresh. It's not 1-1. They're 0-2. Season hasn't actually been as good. So next year, a lot that they need to prove right now, as it seems like everybody has joined in the lobby here, so get things underway. Wyffindor Refresh looking for their first win of the season. Lost to Ruth Regime last week, who used to be known as Axiom. What was her name? Axiom. Or the Axiom Esports team that was on the stream too long ago. Keep forgetting names. Oh, I'm gonna figure out what their name was. We lost to Root Regime, who themselves went by Axiom Zenith. There we go. Not too long ago, so of course both these teams trying to find those wins, trying to find big important matches, as Andrew's gonna get things going. As Wyffindor fans rejoice, the first goal is theirs. Seekies finds Ander, and Refresh with a strong start in this best of 5 series. And as I said, Refresh having lost in a Game 5 to Roof Regime last week. Actually also impressive with Evo Starlight. Also lost on a 3-0 sweep to that same team in Week 1, as Ander gets a second goal. Wyffindor Refresh not holding back early on here. Again, for a team that desperately needs to win some games to get themselves a decent record. They're not a high-seeded team in this tournament, but they're definitely not one that was expected to go 0-2 to start off the season. Went up to them to that rebound, because this is not an easy division to be strong in. You got to be in the top half of your group, so going 0-2 early on in this season may just spell disaster for you. I mean, by the time we get through Week 3, Week 4, we're already going to know probably some teams that are likely not going to be in that postseason. That's how cutthroat it is. This is the most cutthroat division. It has the most teams and it has the same number of playoff spots as any other division, so I get things going quickly here as Juicy there, by the way, goes by TSW Hesitant. Off that back corner, Crims, a light touch, stopped by Nightmare. Keys will give this one away, and Rovo, stopped by Ander. Crims, corner, a little awkward, but she's gonna keep this one in control. The strong players on that roster, I think, was named MVP at the end of the playoff bracket, so good reason to be confident if you are a fan of what Juicy did last season. Obviously, still a lot of questions, I'm sure, to be sprung about here. It's a bit of an overgrip from Evo Starlight, nearly got caught on that one. Ander just missing the nets, and Wyffindor Refresh just continuing to win these challenges. Play after play, just throwing the ball at that net. They're up by 2, sure, but they honestly, if they had some better shooting, could be up by 4 at this point. This is a very heavy push offense, and I love what they're doing right now. They know that they haven't been good this season. They gotta change things up. This is the kind of drive that you need to have, even when your season has not been all that successful. Evo Starlight really finding this a difficult task to deal with. The Seekeys off the back wall. Juicy, dunked by Ander, but that's off the post. A refresh, keep going. Crims, blocked by Nightmare. Man, this ball continuing to just be put in more dangerous positions. A refresh, holding on for now, but my goodness, this has been scary to say the very least. As Seekeys will play into the midfield as Roro challenged by Crims. Ander, that's gonna be goal 3. Ander's already got a hat trick this series. Wyffindor refresh, just continuing to play this high up. For a team that's 0-2, if they're playing like this during the matches, they have not had an easy time. Must have had some really tough opponents. This is a very much strong-looking roster. They're able to keep this kind of pressure. Well, it does make me a little bit more concerned. How strong is that midfield out of them? Could be a much bigger issue if they're not winning games and playing like this. It might be indicative of a very weak midfield defensive rotation. Definitely can hurt you in matches, especially close ones. Although right now they don't really seem to have any issues as Ander nearly made it 4-0. Seekeys will keep going. That shot's off the post. Wyffindor refresh just continuing to pummel that orange goal. Evo Starlight still have not scored yet this series. Seekeys. This ball past 1 will go as a flick over Nightmare. Still Seekeys now leaves it for Crims. Double tap off the back wall. They're waiting for it. Wyffindor refresh will backtrack. Although maybe not well here. It's in front for Nightmare. He's got open room. The challenge from Crims will make it a little bit easier for themselves. Another touch. Juicy off the back wall. Ander keeps it high. Up goes Seekeys. Drop down shot stopped by Nightmare. Wyffindor refresh is continuing to ask the questions, and well, Ander's been the only one to score so far. With the chances we've seen from these other players, that is bound to not stay the same for very long. Seekeys specifically has had a couple great opportunities just kept out. Although that one's gonna fall through! Juicy's gonna score! Evo Starlight with their first of the series here in this Ukiyo Esports Catalyst Cup. They have been struggling this game 1. Necessary adjustment, maybe. All I can say is, what a painful series of events so far for Evo Starlight. They finally get something good for themselves. With 30 seconds to go, any hope for a comeback is likely dashed with the clock ticking away from them. Seekeys, just gets around 2 of them there. Robo doesn't even really win that challenge. Nightmare, midfield. Robo again trying to win this one, but it's gonna be popped out. Seekeys, he hit it very high. He went from the refresh. I mean, that should have been a goal, but they won't be complaining too much. Still up by 2, with not enough time to come back here for Evo Starlight. From the refresh, one game closer to their first win of the season. And what a start it is. They needed this. Evo Starlight got surprised by just how fast and how aggressive Refresh played that offense. If Refresh can keep doing this, Starlight's gonna have to really make some adjustments. The thing I do worry though, if I'm a Starlight fan, if I'm a Wyffindor Refresh fan, is how well is that defense going to play? Really get to see it all that much that game. Definitely to check and see if that defense is going to be holding up well, because game 1 looks pretty good for Refresh. Of course, this is a much different look, I would say, in this series. I mean, game 1 and game 2 can be so night and day from each other. I would still hold out that this is a good sign. I mean, they went to game 5 last week and still didn't get the win, so a little bit of time left in this series. Still a lot of series to go. even so. Wait to see. Ooh, this match changes as a bit awkward here for refreshes. Ander went for a very strange pre-flip in front of his own net. Yeah, maybe a lack of confidence in himself. Refresh will get this one cleared, although Zetsa will be the one to challenge. Gets that dunk. Ander's gonna have the block. As Robo has been subbed out already, so Evo Starlight not happy with how game 1 went. Already making the sub change to bring in Mozetza. With Refresh or Starlight, it's a whole new look at this series now that Mozetta's in, or at least in theory, a whole new look. We'll see if it actually changes anything. Sometimes, even with roster moves, rosters don't generally change all that much in how they want to approach the game. More likely than anything, it is a confidence-boosting change for Starlight. One where they can feel like something's changed, feel like they can bring a whole new outlook into this thing, bring a fresh mind. Hope that does enough to keep Wyffindor Refresh back. Really is going to come down to that. What happens when Refresh goes to offense here? As right now they do get their chance. A whiff off the back wall. Grims, 1 touch, 2 touch, lifts up for Ander. Everybody goes out of Evo Starlight. Follow-up shot for Seekies. And it's hit the bar with Refresh. I've hit the bar a couple times already this series. So many shooting opportunities where they really just need to do a little bit better on their accuracy. That was one such opportunity. So many shots that could have gone in. So many missed opportunities as well because of it. As Ander, challenged by Mozetza, off the back wall, Seekies, nearly own gold. Be breathing a sigh of relief on that one as left on the back wall. Smart play for Seekies as well. You keep that ball back there, you keep it near that back wall. Evo Starlight are less likely to challenge. They know that challenging anything near any of those defensive walls is likely going to only hurt them. With Refresh right now, I've been playing a whole lot of defense here in game 2 as Juicy left for Mozetza. Ender keeps this one. The sidewall is in sight, but the pinch goes nowhere. Juicy keeps offense going. Crimson and a boost. Seiki slow 2 this one. And Juicy nearly snuck in goal 1. Still the deadlock though. Who's gonna win this? It's gonna be Nightmare taking the first goal. The deadlock is broken. Evo Starlight in the lead. And Mozetza really putting the dirty work, removing Seekies from the equation. Hard fought here in game 2. And Evo Starlights, with all the possession they have had, in full advantage of the weaknesses in Wyffindor Refresh's playstyle, and that their midfield, as stated, is not that strong. You just keep them back on defense. They seem to be trapped back there. There's something to take notice of as Fresh will look for another outplay, but it's going to be challenged by Mozetza. Now Crims, Seekies, kind of left there. Nightmare is not going to have too many issues clearing it. He's going to get a 50-50, and Refresh a bit slow to this challenge. Ander's not going to be there. Crims will be. Mozetza, the last one back. Off the back wall. Crims left up for Seekies. That one dropped down. Mozetza got a piece of it, but it won't be enough. Tie game at 1 each. And up the back wall they go with Refresh. Taking the ball where no defenders can reach. And Wyffindor Refresh. A huge goal. For a team that has not had that much offense this game. Now Seekies is going to take the lead. Hit the post. Off the other post. Cleared away by Juicy. Now he'll go the other way. Looking for the spin flick. But won't get very far with that one. And now with Refresh again on defense. And as we said already, he never had a history and an issue with getting trapped back here. But they'll go outplay. Ander always hit the bar again. With Refresh, just can't seem to put the ball under the bar. And accuracy really being an issue for them. They could be in the lead right now. They've had good shots, but they haven't been good enough. They haven't angled them low enough. means that it hits off the bar harmlessly. Evo Starlight, well, they're not going to be losing if their opponents keep shooting the ball just off target. Ander leaves it for Seakeys. Way as Crims now. Oh, what a block for Nightmare. Crims wasn't ready for that. Still gets on the challenge, but be a bit slow here for Whiff Refreshers. They just aren't going to be able to read these plays as easily. Juicy. It's that clear. Evo Starlight looking for one last chance in regulation. This one, oh, what a block for Seakeys. Gets in the way. Whiff Refresh will clear. Seakeys just saved them in game 2. This ball staying up for now. Although not for too much longer. We have overtime. Wyffindor Refresh off the huge block from Seakeys. Still have a chance to take match points. Even with the lack of offense they've shown so far. Seakeys, be careful as he's getting chased down by Juicy. 18 boost, not a lot to make something happen. Does get the flick over Nightmare though. Juicy, backflip under pressure. Ander, oh, what a block for Mozetta. Follow up for Crims. This one, Seakeys, bang. Overtime is over. We're Refresh take a 2-0 lead. Tenacity, the pushing through. Seakeys gave this team overtime. Now he gives them match point, triple match point in this best of 5. One game away from their first win of the season. Wyffindor Refresh standing right there, right in front of it. Again, they have not been able to escape Game 5 before. Ruth Regime beat them last week in Game 5. This is not over just yet. It's not over until you win this matchup. And Wyffindor Refresh of so many players who have stood tall this series. And they do it once more. To end off week 3 of all matches in week 3 with a 3-0 sweep. Evo Starlight facing the pressure. What a save from Mozetta. The follow-up. It's on, but Mozetta's there again. And Refresh that close to taking the leader this early. That close to being one step away. Now it's Crims. Back wall. Mozetta whiffed. Crims will score. And Wyffindor Refresh continuing to press their luck and find success. Perhaps Wyffindor are one of the biggest orgs that's in this Sun Tournament Series season. Ton of new teams, this being one of them. Definitely a team that has so far not been all that noteworthy. Well, a win over Evo Starlight can at least get something started this season. It's not about being noteworthy at this point, it's about getting wins and giving yourself opportunities to actually be involved in the conversation for that postseason. Reminder, of the 8 teams per group, only 4, the top 4, will go to that. Will go to the top 16. So pressure is definitely on teams to get wins, to get them early, get them when you need them, and it feels like a match for a Whiff Refresh that they really need to win. It's a team at a 1-1 record that has not had an exactly great season so far. You don't want to save yourself to have to win matches late, and oftentimes against really good opponents. As Mozetta does tie things up. Starlight needs this win just as badly. Again, as I said, a 1-1 record, not having a great season so far, especially for a player like Juicy, who won last season on Team Evo Bananas. Every game matters. As Crims, Nightmare, put away as will be continual pressure as that is actually going the wrong direction here. We'll get a flick. May have one more touch on this one. That's by Ander. Nightmare with an open goal. And Refresh made themselves thin. And that only leaves them to getting beat in plays like these. Nightmare with an open net. It doesn't get much easier than that. The refresh, they need an answer. Oh, look at that. An answer. Can't believe it. After all that work, it's a kickoff goal. That means that this game is essentially put to 0-0 again. If it goes in, it goes in. I don't think they're going to be complaining, but strange goal it is. Refresh aren't going to be ones to be mad. Games, I mean, winning a series, especially winning a 3-0 series, would be amazing for themselves. Of course, still got a lot of trouble ahead of them, especially with that. Mozetta's got a second. Evo Starlight really picking apart the Refresh defense. He just doesn't seem to be on the same page at all times. Too often we're seeing them not only too slow to the challenge, but too far away from each other. Refresh. If they're gonna want anything to do with winning the series, they gotta pick up the pace. It's just too slow right now. Like it was too slow for parts of last game. You really don't want to have to be too slow. Parts of this game as well. Crims up to the sidewall. Zeta is waiting, but he's got to be careful as in comes Ander. Stopped by Juicy. Keys. Great roll across the midfield. Does get a bump on Nightmare, but ball does not fall in front of the net. If Refresh won't even challenge. Now it's Crims. He's got a net in front. Nightmare blocks. Juicy will clear, but it's straight to Keys. That's going to be on. Oh, it's a big block. Follow-up chance. Crims stopped by Nozetta. And Evo Starlight keeping up the blocks, keeping up that brick wall rotation. Hoping that one goal will be enough to win Game 3. Crims. A boost left will be forced to sit back. As challenges for Evo Starlight falling through, still no one going. Man, they nearly got scored on there. And again, that's that slow rotation out of Refresh that has been an issue all series. Well, thankful that time it does not come to cost them, but it very nearly did. And it's not exactly a position you really should ever be scored on from. And cleared back. He's taking the choice of waiting, but Evo Starlight will have no issue with that. Cleared away though by Crims. Juicy, not a great touch. Crims, back wall. Mozetta's got this one. Nightmare will be next to it, as Ander has been very quiet since Game 1. Again, for Refresh, they've not exactly held on to these games very easily. In fact, they're down right now. Maybe not the biggest surprise, but I do worry this could be really snowball to a lot worse. They just don't pick up the pace. Right there, only one win away from taking their first victory of the season. Gotta get games. They gotta get themselves closer and closer. Right now, things aren't looking too good for them. He's the corner bumped out by Juicy. Mozetta seemed to find the target here. He's just trying to waste out time, I think. But Ander has this one. Crims on no boost. Now has to pick up the back corner. That's a very poor first touch given straight away to Juicy. He'll end this one off the post. No, it's cleared away. Ander bumped out. Evo Starlight will take Game 3. And as I worried about Game 2, it comes true in Game 3. Wyffindor Refresh just far too slow. You can play controlled, but if you don't have the ball, you have to be willing to pick up the pace. And for Refresh, not only is it an issue of being too slow, it's an issue of not reading each other. That rotation just is far too far away from each other for that kind of playstyle to work. And not only do they need to be close to each other, they need to be faster too, to some of these challenges. Evo Starlight, I think, is starting to realize this as well. They're starting to pick up the pace, starting to pick up the challenges. Refresh, they could collapse if they don't turn things around soon enough. We go to Game 4. Evo Starlight actually in a much better position than I think Wyffindor Refresh is. Even though Refresh could win the series, Starlight has been the better team when it comes to winning out possession, winning out 50-50s in the last 2 games. Refresh doesn't change something, it's gonna stay true here for Game 4, and they're really going to meet a tough matchup. And it's all about being able to just, again, do something faster, do it better. Right now it's, again, too slow, and it gives way too much time as Juicy, one-on-one. Can he take this? No, he won't. Didn't have enough boost to turn it on. Evo Starlight look across the goal instead. Grims, side wall, it's Keys. One Nightmare just to open up some room, but a very heavy giveaway touch for Ander means that Wyffindor Refresh forced back again. Grims on the clear, straight to Nightmare, double commits out of Wyffindor Refresh. Keys is beat. Juicy will score. And a bad decision. Not only from that double commit from Keys to go for that challenge, he's the last one back. A 50-50 is the last thing you can do in that position. Keys gave himself away far too easily. Refresh falling apart at the seams. Not only do they need to go back, they're going to need to do a little bit more than just going to go back. Take this game. They have to prove not only that they can take a go back, they can find consistent offense again. Right now, it just hasn't really been there. As Ander wide of the net, Juicy gets the clear as Crims will go again. Dribble for Crims, boost for Crims, 50 for Crims in front. But it won't go anywhere. Ball immediately sent away. Oh, Starlight trying to take these challenges. And they've been winning most of these 50-50s. All need to do, but a one-on-one for Crims to tie things up. That shot could have been so much better. That Refresh isn't getting offense. They need to make it worthwhile. As Keys again. Mozetza. Grims. Doesn't get this one. Ander off the back wall. Nightmare. We'll keep this one as now with Mozetza. Good play in front there as he's just sent it off his own teammate's backside. Here goes Juicy. That one is blocked away. Nightmare. Grims. Gets the dunk on Mozetza. Ander with a straight chance at the net. Great job from Juicy, recognizing that shot was going above the bar. Actually looking to be a pass instead of a shot. Refresh. Still no goals this game. Duration of their offense getting weaker and weaker. Become a bit too one-dimensional, a bit too obvious what they're doing. And if your offense becomes obvious to your opponents, you're not going to be scoring. It's a long struggle right now. With a team that doesn't want to give up their one-goal lead and a team that just can't seem to find offense for themselves. But Evo Starlight through it all are the team maintaining possession. As long as they keep doing this, the way that Refresh is playing, they are not going to be getting any goals. As a double tap attempt, Nightmare, left for Mozetza. Oh dear, it's an own goal! Oh, it only gets worse for Wyffindor Refresh. Nightmare leaves it for Mozetza. Keys had the block, but put it in his own goal. Inside the final minute and a half. And Wyffindor Refresh really do look like they're out of their element right now. Game 1 was not the way the series was going to go. Evo Starlight will happily be the team to take over as they look to make a reverse sweep. Less than a minute to go. This is hesitant. We're going to really ice this game. One more goal, really all they need. This is Mozetza. Crims on the block. And while it's a great effort on defense, they're still down by 2. They need goals. As Mozetza. Ander, Crims, Wyffindor trying to get rid of this one. Evo Starlight. Continuing to lead this game, but it's a shot! Oh, Crims, that could have been it. At least some momentum maybe for Wyffindor refresh. But unfortunately, again, it's hit the uprights. And this game is going to be a shutout for Wyffindor refresh. Team Evo Starlight en route to a reverse sweep. And with the way that the series is going, I honestly think they're the team that's more likely to get it here. In Game 5, they're more likely to win with how things are going. It just looks that strong for them at this point in time. For now, go to Game 5. So Game 5 up ahead here. And my goodness. First sweep potential on the Ascend Tournament Series stream. Already seen 2 this season on this stream, so we've had a decent number of reverse sweeps. Here we go again. Game 5, Champions Field. And Team Evo Starlight can win by reverse sweep. Wyffindor Refresh have been so close to their first win of the season. It's Game 5. They lost here last week against Roof Regime. It almost certainly happen again here against Team Evo Starlight. Picking up Starlight already getting a play on that net there. Juicy just a little wide. So continuing the offense as Mozetza. Ilmo awkward here as Crims will get the clear. Juicy to the sidewall. Ender send this one away, and for Evo Starlight just continue what they've done so far from Wyffindor Refresh. They've been talking between each other. Again, the big concern is the fact that they have not been fast enough. They have not been winning enough challenges. And they haven't had offense really to speak of for the last couple of games. They're going to need a little bit of all of it. They're going to beat Evo Starlight here tonight. Nightmare. Juicy. Be blocked by Keys. Betza. Off the side wall. Mims will send it away as Juicy gets bumped out. Nightmare. He'll keep going as Keys to the back wall will be stopped by Nightmare as this is bouncing off the corner. Juicy to clear. Nightmare is leading up for it. A bounce off that back wall a little awkwardly for everyone. That will come from it. Evo Starlight playing a little bit more passively here in Game 5. A lot of this has to do with the fact that I don't think they've ever been here before this season. Although Juicy himself is no stranger to Champions Field. But the team of Bananas won was going to Game 7 3 times on the championship night. They're no strangers. Juicy's no stranger to having to play clutch in moments like these. Would be very much interested to see how things will go, as it's going to be an open net. Evo Starlight warm up for it. And it's going to be Wyffindor Refresh who will happily score the other way as Crims and Keys connects. And it is a goal to start Game 5 in their favor. Off the corner. Dunk! Crims is gonna get a second! Wyffindor Refresh! The first 2 goals. Maybe things have changed for the better. Again, keep things going here as Grimm's off the sidewall. Little bouncer in front. Nightmare is going to be there. Rosetta. These. See with the hero away, and Evo Starlight right now facing that pressure. Gonna refresh with some goals, brought the offense, actually scored on their chances. A lot of it has been on that transition. Game's still far from over. 2 minutes left. Team Evo Starlight gonna have to work quickly to get these goals back. Crims, long clear, Keys to net. Will be kept out by Nightmare as Evo just waiting. Infield pass to Mozetta. Oh, floating. 2-on-1. Juicy in support. There he is! He's the one that receives it. He's the one that scores. Team Evo Starlight have not given up hope. And why should they? This series isn't over just yet. Grim's trying to find an answer. Oh, that's a great jump from Juicy. And Evo Starlight now. Maybe some momentum on the side, maybe some hope. This is a place where they can still come back. Only 1 goal needed now for Team Evo. Although Wyffindor, we're going to keep that away. Another goal for Crims. 2 for Crims. 3 for Wyffindor refresh. And Wyffindor keeping themselves at arm's length away from Team Evo Starlight. Match isn't over. Juicy. Keys wins the challenge. Nightmare. Gonna challenge this one, but Team Evo Starlight's gotta get that one away. Left away by Nightmare. Crims will clear, but it's only gonna go to Juicy. Everybody jumping in for Evo Starlight, just trying to win that challenge. 60 seconds to go. Keys to make it 4. Oh my goodness! Keys pops off. Wyffindor in absolute amazement. Less than a minute to go. I don't think there's many better feelings right now than what Wyffindor Refresh are feeling right now. 2 weeks of straight losses, but 2 weeks only of straight losses now. 45 seconds. It's only a formality at this point. Ander gets his first. Wyffindor Refresh are going to take this series, prevent the reverse sweep. And it will be their first win of the season. As a block for Crims only makes things even worse for Evo Starlight. Nightmare goes. Ander's gonna save that one. Half a minute to go. And at this point, Wyffindor Refresh can celebrate. I thought maybe, just maybe, it was gonna be another reverse sweep on this stream. Our third so far this season on the main stream. But Wyffindor Refresh found their bearings at the perfect time. Game 5, Champions Field, when they needed it most. They dominated against Evo Starlight and will take their first win of the season. Their record improves to 1-2. Evo Starlight drop to 1-2 themselves. 5 games, but a win, and this has got to feel so good for Wyffindor. What a feeling it's gotta be. Go all this way to get the win. To Game 5 as well. Congratulations to Wyffindor Refresh. It took them the distance, but they got it done. a showing in a match like this, as we're going to get an interview in here with Ander. Just a moment. Welcome in, Ander. A 3-2 series victory, your first win of the season. It's gotta feel good. You went to Game 5 last week, couldn't get the win there. You do this week against Team Evo Starlight. How are you feeling? Your first win of the season.
I mean, feeling pretty good. It was shaky. We went up 2-0, and then they came back with those 2 games. We were kind of shaky in those. Um, I think we're slowly figuring out what we got to do better as a team. We're feeling pretty good. The vibes are there. You know, we got a lot of work on. We got a lot to work on, though.
Definitely do, but for this match alone, that recovery to Game 5, I thought you guys weren't going to win this series, realistically, after Game 4. You guys look like you were beat, you guys look like you were outplayed. What was it between Games 4 and 5 that changed things?
Honestly, I think it's my motivation with the guys because they're younger and don't have as much comp experience as I do. So I'm like pretty good at keeping the mental there, not letting it break. So I just told them to focus up, not let the demos and whatnot get into their head. They were doing a lot of that in game 3 and 4. And, we managed to pull it back with that first goal. We were all pretty hyped. So
As you said as well, it's important to get those wins. It's important just to get those wins, but you get it here in week 3. Your season's been tough, but the thing is, the playoff bracket not easy to get to. Now you gotta win. That win, not only does it help you just in overall as a team feel good, but it also helps you guys. This playoff bracket's tough to get into. Considering that your goal is probably to make that top 16, to make it in the top half of your group. Not only is this one gonna help you guys, but what are you guys gonna do for the rest of the season? You're 3 weeks down, only 1 win. You obviously, you're gonna have to pick up this pace a little bit by the end of the season.
I mean, I think we're gonna scrim a lot more. We're gonna get a lot more VOD reviews in. Because I know one of our weaknesses currently is our rotates. But I think once we get our rotates down, we'll definitely be a top seed, a top contender to win.
Again, thank you so much for joining, Ander. You win this week. House Wyffindor fans can be pretty happy now. Before you leave, do you have any shoutouts, anything else you want to say?
I mean, shout out to my teammates. They're the GOATs. Shout out for John to get me a roster spot last minute for ATS. Shout out to all my friends and whatnot that are watching. I got a lot of people from my League of Legends friend group who watch. So it's nice that they're supporting me in this. And House Wyffindor in general, they're the GOATs. A lot of friends made there so far. And it's been a fun welcome back into Rocket League.
That has been. Congratulations on your win here for Wyffindor Refresh, taking down Team Evo Starlight. Have an amazing rest of your night, Ander. Take care. And
You
again,
too,
thank
brother.
you so much for letting me stream you guys tonight.
No worries. Good night, brother.
Ander, and he's saying good night. It is not good night, in fact, actually. Here, it's good night for the stream. It's not good night for me, though. I got another match later tonight on my personal stream, TTV/SportyFC. So join that in just a few minutes for our next match. But for all of you out there, thank you so much for joining the ATS mainstream. It was amazing having you all. It was amazing. It was amazing as well, you guys. In full force, there's a lot of people showing support tonight, so keep that kind of stuff up for future matches, and it will definitely be noticed. For now, though, we gotta get a raid out here, so thank you all so much for joining tonight. Did the wrong command. Again, thank you all so much for joining. Have a great night. We'll see you guys again very soon. Take care.